Like they just don't win without LeBron because they were so built and LeBron focused and carry. I really don't think this team is that way. I
Just
think
to play devil's advocate, just a little bit. Do you think that is a good thing, a bad thing, or both? If
I think
you're
it's a great thing.
so okay, okay.
Like not well. Do you mean in the sense of like not being so LeBron reliant or being LeBron reliant?
Well, yeah, exactly. So, like, do you think it's a good thing to be so star heavy reliant? Like, but you could take LeBron and honestly replace him with whoever you want. You could replace him with Kevin. You could replace him with uh, Steph. You know what I mean? Like, do you think that's good though? Or do you think it's more of a bad thing?
No, I mean if you're so here, I'll answer both. I'll answer what I thought you meant and then what you actually meant. So like one, I think because they both kind of tie together. So being two star top heavy, so to speak, I don't necessarily think it's a good thing unless your three stars are just like unmatched. Like
Yeah,
Wade, Bosch, and LeBron were like three top 5 to 10 guys in the league. Like you're
yeah,
just so unmatched. Like the Warriors. You had Steph, Clay, Draymond, Kevin Durant. Like it's just you're so you can afford to be that top heavy. And they still had some decent rotation guys, but they were able to be so top heavy just because stuff like that. Like the
yeah,
Celtics, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. Again,
yeah.
three like top 10 guys, three Hall of Fame or stuff. I think it depends on the the team that is top heavy. Like if you had Kyrie instead of Russell Westbrook, then yes, I think you could afford to be this top heavy. Like if we
Okay,
had the same team we had right now with Kyrie Irving instead of Russ, I think this team is a bona fide contender. Like I think that this team might be the best team in the league, if not the best team in the league, just because of your three guys are so complementary. You know,
yeah,
each guy can do so many different things, but they don't clash with each other. You got LeBron
yeah,
who's so unselfish and is in a time in his career where he's willing to kind of delegate to other players. You got Kyrie who could just completely take over a game, score from anywhere on the court. You got Anthony Davis, same thing, and play defense, just be a monster. And you got
yeah,
like 13 role guys that you could just throw fresh bodies night in and night out. Something like that. Yes, I don't mind it being too top heavy. Um, the but like
because
when you're better off having two stars. Like if you had LeBron James and Anthony Davis and like several mid-tier guys. Like so for example, like again, this is just an example, but say you had LeBron James, Anthony Davis, right? And then you had like
Mhm.
Bogdanovich, uh uh Healed and Turner. Let's say that was your starting five. That is
Yeah,
much better than the team you have now. And because you got several guys, and you'd still have your depth, right? Because like those three guys make
yeah,
almost as much as Russell Westbrook. So
yeah.
and again, I'm just throwing names. I'm not saying that would ever
No,
happen. I'm
no,
not
no, no,
saying
no. I
anything
got
like that.
you. I got
I'm just saying like if you could take Russ's contract and divvy it up between three guys, and those three were the guys, or anybody, pick three like mid tier guys. Say like
you. Yeah,
Gary Trent Jr., Bogdanovich, and whatever, whoever. Like that would be a much overall better team because you have more versatility, more flexibility.
yeah,
Unless Russ, which he looks really good, but if Russ really does fit and he doesn't even have to fit necessarily seamlessly. I think the reason we'll be able to get away with it if Russ works is because of his motor and his durability. Like you can always like one thing you're gonna get from Russ is he's gonna play every game and he's gonna go 110% every game.
that's
So
true. That's
I
true.
think he complements the team that we have right now, given LeBron's age and Anthony Davis very likely missing 20 plus games. You have a guy that, although he's not a perfect fit, if you can make it fit, and again, it doesn't have to fit perfectly, just enough to where it's serviceable, then I
Yeah.
think that it's okay for this team to be top heavy. Um, I think it depends on the circumstances and the variables. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So,
was curious to know what you thought about that. Yeah.
what about you though? Let's hear your thoughts.
I am on the other side of the spectrum, but I
Okay.
also agree with you. It does depend. So for the team that we have now, I think it's a little rough. We're like right on the cutting, like crisp right there because we have LeBron, we have Anthony, we have Russ, and I do agree because Kyrie is a higher caliber guard. Because you can sit LeBron, you can sit AD, and Kyrie's still going to run your offense. He's
Yeah.
still going to drop 30. He's still going to drop 25, whatever. You know what I mean? It's going to be almost you can say easy for him at this point to do that, and he's still going to run your offense. As a good point guard. But when you have Russ, you can't necessarily do that with Russ because Russ is going to contribute. Russ is going to play defense. He's going to grab rebounds, but he's not going to run your offense when those other big three are out, right? So, like, I think if your team cannot win, if you're the star, if you're, let's say, one star team, if you're the star and your team cannot win, like, or not, I don't say necessarily win, but cannot carry a game without you, I don't think that's good because then you just say you're just gonna get burnt out. You're not never gonna get any rest. You're gonna have to play 45 minutes a game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like it's just unfortunate that way. However, I think if you can carry the team on your back, but then still be able to like, for example, I kind of look at like the Lakers back in 09 and 010, or
Yeah.
was it 10 and 11? Oh no,
No,
or
oh
09
nine,
and
oh
010.
10.
Okay, yeah, 09 and 010. Perfect example. I think every single player on that team like had a role. They knew what their role was, and I do believe. Now, could they have won without Kobe? No, I'm not going to be as naive to say that they could have won without Kobe, but they would have been because of Kobe. Like, let's say if Kobe would have got like injured like throughout like the majority of that playoff, they would have still because
It would
of
have been a good team.
yeah. But I think it all depends like if you're the star, and that's the only drawback I have with LeBron. I think he makes his teammates better when he's on the court, 100% sure. But I don't know if that like what he's instilling in his teammates is good enough for them to elevate themselves when he's not on the court. And that's the only thing. Now at this age he can do that because he's not playing as many minutes. He's not carrying as wide of a load. You know what I mean? So I am this season I'm actually very interested to see how that LeBron factor rubs off on everybody else. Because I think that's kind of